Yo, yo, what's going on, Cryptosomniacs? All right, so let me try to post this link here into the different chats that I'm a part of. Let everybody know that I'm going live. And please let your excuse me, please let your friends know. Please let other people in your channels know that I'm going live. Let's talk about some Bitcoin. Let's talk about some trades. Let's have some fun today, guys. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so we're gonna talk about a lot of good stuff today, and I want to talk about some valuation models that people use. I want to talk about what some long-term views and some short-term views. I definitely want to get into some trades that I've been in, some of our community members that have gotten some trades from my end, and I want to hear from you guys how you're feeling about the markets, because I usually like to gauge how the crypto community is looking at the markets, because being able to understand sentiment is a huge part of it's sort of like fundamentals reading, but it's more so baked into the price analysis too. So I always try to gauge and see how people are doing and what people are thinking, what they're buying, why they're buying, and where they're buying actually. So I'd like to know from you guys what you're up to. Okay, so here's the crypto Bitcoin chart right here. Give me a thumbs up if you're here. If you're listening, can you hear my voice properly? Is the resolution fine? I'm trying to change up the resolution, but I haven't gotten a good opportunity to sort of make it better. I use OBS, so if anyone has any other suggestions, please let me know. I've been trying to get the resolution to look better for so long. I just don't know what to do. I've heard there's some other softwares out there, so if you guys know, let me know. What's up, Ruben? What's up, WSR? What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Yeah, so anyway, one thing I wanted to talk about was these wicks right here, right? You see these like tall wicks to the upside and the downside, and this one right here to the downside, right? So when you see wicks like this, I mean, these are definitely some to pay attention to, not because this is a move that particularly matters, but rather that there's an intention behind this move. Okay, this didn't just randomly happen. Okay, this was engineered to happen. Okay, now if you know me, I've been trading in the equity markets and the commodity markets for a long time now. It's been about 10 to 11 years now for me. And something that I've learned is there's always an intention behind how traders decide to move the markets. Okay, and when I look at something like this, if you understand crypto markets, there are a lot of bots and traders involved, and they know how to exploit market structures. Okay, and the way you exploit market structures is you want to essentially trap and squeeze out as many people as you can to gain the share, basically the lion's share of the market cap, or however you want to look at it, control of the market or the asset, if you will. Okay, so for example, this move right here, right? One could say that this is a big shakeout right here. Okay, so people think that price is going to slowly grind it out and maybe potentially make a move up, and then all of the smart traders, what they do is they dump a decent amount of Bitcoin, and then they let the retailers panic, and then they sell the rest. Okay, the retailers sell the rest, and the traders and the bots, guys, are smart enough to recognize how much selling is going to be involved and where exactly the price is going to end up typically. And all you do is you just wait. Okay, so you set off the fireworks right here. dump a little bit of Bitcoin, right? And then let the retailers do the rest, okay? Let the retailers throw the fuel on the fire. And you just sit back and wait and collect down here, okay? And, you know, this happens a lot in the markets, okay? Even something like this right here, this is basically like a short squeeze, right? Meaning that, you know, this wick right here is a person or an entity or number of people, bots, whatever, pushing the market up. And this is people getting short squeezed out because shorts are probably hitting their stops in this area, right? Because when people look at this, when people are shorting, right, they're hoping that the price goes down, okay? They have, you know, a certain leverage which allows them, you know, X amount of price movement to the upside when they're shorting. And if price goes above X level, then, you know, their stops get hit, okay? And they may potentially have to rebuy into you know, spot BTC, meaning they'd actually have to buy the asset to ride, you know, the long train. But then what happens is they ultimately get squeezed out again because not only did their stops hit for their short, but then price also consecutively dumped. Okay, so they lose two ways. But the person who actually wins is the person who engineered this move and this move, right? Because they knew exactly where to take the price, get these people to stop out. And then when this candle closes, you know, start moving the price down. And then again, they wait to collect down here, just like they waited to collect down here. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you guys don't understand, please, you know, ask questions or, you know, come join our Cryptosomniac channel, guys. I know it's a Friday night, and now I know you guys want to get out there and, you know, have fun with your families and friends. But I'm gonna, you know, try to keep this short, okay? Try to keep this informative. All right, so here's the 4-hour chart right here, okay? On the 4-hour chart, we see a slow grinding movement. Basically, you know, anywhere between probably say high 3700s to high 3800s. And the way I see it right now, guys, is you know, the point of focus is to break either 3910, which would be right, you know, the high of this wick right here, or, you know, the low of this wick right here, which is 3655. Okay, anything between these two is just sideways ranging, and there's not a whole lot to get into. Okay, if Bitcoin is kind of moving sideways, alts are probably going to pop off, and, you know, this might be the time to, you know, make quick in and out trades out of alts. But you don't want to be stuck in Bitcoin in this particular range unless you want to buy in right here. Okay, so for the most part, unless it gets above 3910 or below 3650 or 3755, we're basically, you know, just ranging sideways, and this is kind of just noise, if you will, okay, in the bigger picture. Okay, let's see how that daily chart is looking. Daily chart is looking decent. I mean, I still think that, you know, it has potential to keep climbing. I want to be able to take out, you know, at least 1, 2, 3, the wicks of these 3 candles, then I'd feel really happy. Okay, so the high of this candle right here is 3860, so 3870 closing, and I would feel pretty good. Okay, but, you know, aside from that, like, I don't see this bear flag sort of playing out. I really do think that this move right here was a shakeout. And I think we still have another move to the upside, because if we start looking on the higher time frames, guys, you know, if we take a look at this, right? Here's the weekly chart, okay? You could see that the weekly chart has been looking consistently good, okay? You know, we had that big bullish candle in the middle of December and a retrace for like 5 or 6 weeks, right? And then we had a couple of more bullish candles right here, okay? So, but we created a higher low right here, right? And you could see that, you know, this was basically, if we look over here, this could be seen as, you know, a symmetrical triangle. Let me see. I thought I drew that, but maybe I didn't. It's kind of like this. Okay, there it is. So here's that, you know, higher low line right there. See this line right here that comes from the low of 15th December to the higher low right here of, you know, 8th February. Right? And then we had multiple touches right here, right here, and then right here. And this entire move right here creates a symmetrical triangle. And that symmetrical triangle broke to the upside. So what you do to measure the target of that is you grab it from the low to the stretch of this symmetrical triangle, and you measure it out from the break. So from here, this would be the target, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be around this region though, okay? So I'm aiming for, you know, this move right here, or potentially even, you know, an up move, retrace, up move, to be ending somewhere around $4,800, okay? And this kind of goes along with our other moving average, which has been so resistive to us, right? From way back here in 2017, right? The 128 moving average, as you can see with support here, support multiple times, support, and then, you know, obviously resistance. And we have been so overextended to the downside, guys. I always say that, you know, when things are looking really bullish like this, when you have a parabolic move like this to the upside, there's gonna be hell to pay on the, you know, other side, on the downside, okay, when things come down. And that's exactly what's happening right now, okay? But typically what happens is, you know, the asset itself, if it's going to start moving on up, it breaks critical levels like this. Like, for example, the 128 moving average, right? It doesn't just, you know, go up way past the 128 to like 15,000 or something and then come back down. That's not how things work, okay? When you start breaking critical resistance levels, you have a higher probability that you're going to keep on moving up because you've now gotten the barnacles off the ship, right? All the dead weight and the people, you know, have essentially left the building because now you have smart investors and those that believe in the long term on this rocket ship, if you will, okay? And they're willing to, you know, keep holding on. They're not willing to just sell, right? Because they believe that the asset is worth more than 10,000 or 15 or maybe 20K. And so you hold on thinking that, okay, you know, it's going to get to 50 or 75K or 100K, whatever people say. And those are the people that allow the market to keep moving up, because at the end of the day, it's all about supply and demand, right? If there's less supply in the market, meaning that less people are willing to sell their Bitcoin because they truly believe that it's worth a higher price, that means that they're holding essentially. Okay, so they're not willing to let their Bitcoin fall into the hands of someone else unless that someone else wants to pay a significantly higher price, you know, which could be a lot higher than 3,000, obviously, right? So people are, you know, the smart people will be buying in this region right here. They'll also be buying down here if price gets to it. Now, as I've stated before, I have a higher, you know, probability belief that price will make it down towards, you know, that low 2000, high 1000s area, because I've seen, you know, this 200 moving average right here on the, let me show you guys, on the weekly chart, right, getting hammered multiple times, okay, in, you know, less than 6 to 8 weeks, okay? And this is not how you want to test the 200 moving average, okay? Especially on the weekly, right? So for example, like right here in 2015, you could see we touched the 200 moving average once in January, right? We didn't come back to touch it again until April, okay? 4 months later. I mean, I just call these touches because that's essentially, you know, moving averages don't need to be directly breached. They can just be, you know, price can come close to it and then bounce off it. You know, this is essentially for me a bounce. So January 15th and then, you know, middle of April, right? So you could see that's a good 4 months spent apart from the 200 moving average. Now look over here, okay? Look over here. You can see that, you know, this is 1 week, right? And then, or I'm sorry, this is December, middle of December. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 weeks we came back to that 200 moving average again. Okay, this is something that doesn't make me feel good. Why? Because the 200 moving average is so critical that you do not want to keep testing it over and over, because there's only so many buyers in this area, right? Because the buyers see the same thing as you and I do, okay? They see that, 200 weekly moving average has been quite resistive, or supportive rather in this case, right? Since 2015 market, and they're expecting it to hold again, which they're willing to, buy in this area. But if the supply outpaces the demand, what's going to happen? Well, this 200 moving average is going to break because there's just not enough buyers sitting on the 200 moving average area, and ultimately it's going to break. But remember the rule that I stated earlier, right? Just like things are going to be overextended to the upside, at some point they're going to be overextended to the downside, okay? So things can't move up or down straight, forever, okay? Usually, price moves in waves, right? It kind of moves up and down like this and up and down, okay? And even on the downside, right? It'll kind of move up and down like this, okay? And in this case, what I see is price got dumped really hard in November, okay? We had like 2, 3, 4 consecutive weeks of just dumping and just relentless selling. And so now I believe that price needs to rebound just a little bit, okay? A little bit to the point where, I want price to get up to the 50 or the 618 Fibonacci level, right? On the reverse retrace. And once it comes back to the reverse retrace right here, around, say, either the 382, 50 or 618, I would probably say this is the time to sell, okay? Why? Because if price is getting here and it's struggling to get past, say the $5,500 level, I doubt that it's going to get through this huge base of resistance. Because remember, this was all support at one point, right? And now it's going to become resistance, okay? The reason it becomes resistance is because all these buyers right here, okay, they bought right here. And if they didn't sell, all they want, guys, and this happens a lot, all they really want is to just break even and let this shit go. Let this asset go because they're just so fucking tired of seeing a red, negative on their portfolio, okay? And they just want to let it go. This is why more often than not, there's a pain threshold on traders and investors, okay? And more often than not, retailers are renowned for selling right near the bottom, near support, okay? And also, they're terrible at picking profit points when to keep holding on to their position because, when the market is actually moving on up, they just sell when, they've broken even. Or they get too greedy. Okay? There's no balance between, a retail trader. They either want to just let go of their position because they're so fed up, or they get too greedy, they don't take profits, and then they watch the market take away all their gains and then put them into the negative, okay? So this is why we're here, to learn exactly how to enter, trades and investments properly, when to take profit, and when to short the market or, short-term trade the market, okay? But in this case, I see this kind of moving up, within any of these fibs right here, the white fibs, and then I see it moving down. Okay, this is where I think there's going to be a lot of liquidity generated. Why? Because I truly believe that we need a move to the upside, give people hope, okay, and then just dump the market to the downside, because this will create the most amount of liquidity to let a lot of Bitcoin, fall out of the hands of retailers and into the smart hands way down here. Okay, and that's why I believe that there's probably this gap right here that needs to be filled, and this is, I would probably say, this is where a lot of people are going to be waiting, guys. So keep an eye on this level. Okay, mid to low 2000s and mid to high 1000s. Okay, so keep an eye on that level over the next few months. Now, on the other side, which is that I could very well be wrong. Okay, and I'm happy to admit that, right? I mean, there's no way that I have any idea where this price is going. I'm just saying that as per technicals and the history of studying bear markets, whether it's equity markets or crypto markets, I have seen this kind of movement over and over, and I know how liquidity gets generated, and I know how, smart money likes to take the asset out of the hands of the retailers. Okay. And, more often than not, this is something that's easily found in playbooks where, you drive the market up, make it hit some critical levels right here, and then you start dumping. Okay, and this is where all the liquidity is generated, and this is where you start buying below these levels, because no one is going to think, especially the retailers, they're going to think, oh, we're going on up, and we're going to retrace this a little bit, and then it gets lower and lower and lower, and boom, takes out this low, and then before you know it, you've sped up the selling, and you're now into the 2000 territory, and then you're like, what the hell do I do? And then you sell into the hands of the smart money, and they now hold your Bitcoin for a cheaper price. Okay, that's really how it works, guys. It's really not that hard. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Another thing that I want to talk about is some sources where you can learn, whether it's market psychology, where you can learn it right here, some technicals, you can learn here. I actually have released a technical course. It's only $10, guys, but I spent a ton of time on it, and I did not charge that much because I truly believe I want everyone to learn. It's only $10, guys. Come on, like, that's really not that big of a deal. I spent a lot of time on this course, and I made sure to explain to everyone how to read raw price action or horizontals, Fibonacci retraces, etc. All the things that we would typically use in any market. Okay, and you will learn that for $10. Okay, now if you want trades, or you don't have enough time, you want information to be readily put out to you, we have the Cryptosomniac Advantage program, where I put out trades, and this is not financial advice, but we do some good trades out there, guys. And let me show you guys sort of what we got into today. We had some good trades today. Let me see where it was. There's a lot of conversation. As you can see, our community is very active, and if you join, you can definitely be part of this community for the Advantage program. All these people, like, they're fairly experienced now, and they know what they're talking about. And I help out as much as I can too. And I'm one of the head analysts, and Jordan is our other, and Sam and Snay and Jason. So we have many analysts here. But anyway, here's where we are with some of our trades. Okay. We posted some of these trades like a couple days ago, and we're doing a good job, right? We got higher than 11.5% on fetch. The BAT trade at some point was at 28%, but it's now at 20.2%, but our targets are higher. We're currently up 8.8% on ELF. ETH trade was down, but remember, we trimmed our position, so we're not down that much. Currently down on 4.2% on LTC, and I also give positional breakdowns, right? How much I'm in each trade. So this way you can follow and mimic exactly what I do. Okay, and make some gains, have some fun in this market, guys. You don't need to be a person who's losing money in this market. You can come join our community, and you can learn a lot. Okay, so that's really what we do, right? We learn, we teach, and yeah, we're just a good community where we can support each other and see, where exactly things are going. Okay, we also have a stock market chat and a Forex chat if you really want to learn about things. So yeah. And then here are some of my resources that I sort of use, often. All right. Masari is definitely a huge one. I read my news here. I grab, a lot of like metrics and charts from here. It's on-chain FX, which is part of the Masari platform, is really cool. Like, they have, all kinds of like filters that you can add on each of these coins that you look at, right? And it's really cool. Like, all-time, you can look up all-time high, right? All-time high for Grin was, 569. Also, take a look at this project, when you get a chance, guys. Grin is a really cool project by the Mimblewimble community. So yeah, keep an eye on that. But anyway, this is one of the sources. I I love coin metrics as well. I often look at the Kalichkin's NVT. It's basically the network value transaction with a 90-day moving average laid on top. So this is what, you know, gets collected. Okay. Now, if you want to read more about the NVT, there's a article on Medium about it. But for the most part, you know, this is one of the indicators that I use often to gauge exactly where the market is and where it's going. Okay. And also, you know, there's many things here, right? Like you have things like circulating supply or Sortino ratio. Like if you guys don't know how these work, again, please join our channel. I will happily explain all this stuff to you. MVRV is another cool, you know, formula that people use. I like this one right here a lot, the Mayer multiple. It's basically, you know, being able to track the 200 moving average against the price, but also it's a little bit more complicated than that because it grabs like the history of the prices and then lays it on the 200 moving average, and then it creates a multiple like this one, right? So the history for the history of Bitcoin, the Mayer multiple is around 1.47. So when you're either extended, you know, more to the downside or the upside, you want to try to be around this multiple because historically we've known that it likes to be around this area. Okay, so when you're too far overextended to the upside, it's time to take profits and sell. When it's too far overextended to the downside, it's time to buy. Okay, so as of March 2nd, right, the current Mayer multiple is 0.76 with a BTC price of US $3846. So you can see 0.76 is almost half of the average Mayer multiple for the history of Bitcoin, meaning we are way too overextended to the downside. Okay, so now is definitely an opportunity for you to potentially pick up, right? Bitcoin, that is. Okay, so this is how you kind of utilize the Mayer multiple. Another really good source that I like is reading research papers, and I do this a lot, guys. If you know me, I mean, I'm an animal that absorbs and reads a ton of stuff, and I post in my community all the stuff that I read. I actually put together, you know, documents and research papers myself. I, you know, aggregate data and, you know, allow it to be easily absorbed by my community members. Like I did a predictive modeling paper for our community, and I posted it in, you know, for the Advantage members. Okay, so these are the things that we do. We have an education channel. You know, we post all kinds of stuff in here. Okay, yeah. So let's see what else we got. Let's see. How's everyone doing, by the way? Are you guys having a good Friday? Zacardi and Drums, what's up, man? Good work. I use your portfolio tracker. I will be picking up the $10 course for now and tell some friends. Yeah, I would appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Okay, so going back to our trades, okay, let's review our trades real quick because I want to show you guys exactly how we're doing and how we've gotten here, okay? So here's the ETH trade, and we actually got in at 143. Well, first we got in at 145, and then we got in at 143, okay? And then we took some profits on ETH, and then we sold off, okay? So this is where, you know, ETH is right now, right? Some of our position is now at 135, and that's okay. Remember, like I said, if we are to believe that Bitcoin has a potential move to the upside, I'm happy to buy more ETH at 135. But here's what I started doing is I actually started going heavier into LTC. And you may want to look this up on your own, but this is what I'm doing. LTC has been consistently moving better percentage-wise than Ethereum and Bitcoin. Okay, and I've done back testing on this, and I've done forward testing on it, meaning I've done the back testing of, you know, for the last couple of months, how has LTC fared in terms of price movements. Okay, so let's do a quick analysis. Okay, so from the bottom right here, right, of LTC, okay, which was in December 14th, right around the time Bitcoin bottomed. Okay, from here to the price of where we are currently, okay, that's 114% gain. Okay. Let's see how Bitcoin did. Okay, so here's the bottom right here for Bitcoin. Okay, and here's where we are right now for the price. Okay, as you can see, that's a 21% gain. Not so great, right? Here's Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum did pretty great too, but not as good as LTC. You'll see. Okay, look, check that out. 67%. LTC has almost doubled the gains compared to Ethereum, and almost quadrupled the gains compared to Bitcoin. So now you see why my LTC position is heavier. Now let's check out BAT USDC. Okay, this is another trade that I mentioned to our community, and you can ask anyone in our community, guys. This is no bullshit. I can show you right here in our channel. Okay, here's our short-term change. This is where I put up our trades. Okay, this is from, you know, way back here. Where is it? Where are we at right now? Okay, here's BAT. Okay, look, trade active as of 2/25/19. Right, this one right here. Okay, so on 2/25, so where are we at? 2/25. Right here. Okay, so we didn't buy this candle right here, but we bought this one on the way up. Okay, so we bought it at this golden level right here, and we bought from here. Okay, and now look where price is. Look where price is. See, we're up a nice 22%. Okay, this is how you make money in this market, guys. If you don't have that much time, you don't understand technicals, you don't know how to get into a trade and when to get into a trade, come join our channel. Okay, come join our channel and you'll know exactly where you know, where to take trades, where to take profits, etc. Okay, good stuff. Here's another trade that we are into, ELF. Okay, so here's the chart that we were watching for a long time. I actually posted this right around here, early February, and I mentioned that, you know, watch out for these fake out candles like this. Okay, I didn't like this candle particularly because I didn't see this candle, you know, essentially getting this resistance level getting hammered, and, you know, closing above this, and the next candle trying to open and close above it. So we got into this trade, I think, on an average of, say, maybe 3,800 Satoshi. So let's just say 37, right? Look where we are right now. Okay, right there. 12.7%, right? Pretty nice gain, you know? So this is how we take trades. Oh, and Fetch, that was another one that we picked up, you know, 1 or 2 days ago. I can even show you guys again, right here. Okay, look, you know, here's our Fetch trades right here. Here's our, you know, updates of how much we're up or down. Look, Fetch was posted yesterday at 7:30 p.m. You could see the marker right here. Price was back then, which was yesterday, around 9,400 Satoshis. Okay, or wasn't, yeah, 9,400. Okay, so let's check the price of Fetch right now. Okay, so even though we got into 9,400, these were our profit targets. First one was this one right here, which was 4.9%, okay, to 9,900. Second profit target was 10.4K, that was 10%. Third profit target was right here, which was around 11.7K. The last one didn't hit because it was way up here at around 14.7K, but I still believe Fetch has more in it. So you keep an eye on that, okay? If you're watching as a free watcher, you know, and you're not part of the Advantage program, you just got a free trade from us, okay? And let me know your gains or buy me a beer or something, okay? So you can see, even if we take the trade from, remember what it was, 9,400, right, to where price is right now, look, we're still up 18%, guys. Even in this, you know, big, huge drop right here, we're still up about 18%. Okay, so this is how we make smart trades in the community, guys. Yeah. Let's see what we got for a question. So you agree with Mamudov and Wu about where BTC is heading? or with what Tone says. Ivan Paradis. I don't really listen to Mamudov. Willy Woo I've heard of, and Tone I listen to here and there. To be completely honest, guys, I have my own way of structuring my analysis. I don't really listen to that many people, not because I'm trying to be ignorant, but because I think that, I don't want to be swayed by others' opinions in my own analysis. So I try to stay away. I mean, this is why you don't see me on Twitter, right? Posting about my gains or my analysis or whatever. I'm just putting my, nose to the ground and working and giving my community all my attention and my time, the best that I can, and making sure my community does well. Okay, this is how all the best people in the best fields do it, right? They don't worry about what other people are doing. They focus on what they need to do, and that's what I'm doing. All right. So we're doing okay. Our community makes money. We make good gains. We don't give financial advice or anything. We just put out analysis, and if you happen to take the trade and make money, great, good for you. All right. So this is how we like to inspire others to come join us. There's no bullshit here, guys. I'm not trying to sell you snake oil. Just come have a good time. If you learn something, give us a nice review. Kind of pay it forward, right? Just spread the good karma. Okay. Here's another chart that I drew up. This is the chart where I mapped out all the strong resistance levels and supply zones. Okay, all the red boxes that you see are supply zones. Okay, at least the strongest supply zones that I see. Supply zones are nothing but an area in which you have a lot of sellers. Okay, so here's a perfect way to identify supply zone right here. Okay, and you can map this up on your own chart. Draw a chart like this, and if you want me to vet your chart, just post in the community. Come join the Crypto Somniac channel, and I'll be happy to look at your chart. So supply zones, you could see wicks poking up on top of it, but you see that it gets rejected hard every time you see a wick poking up. Boom, hard rejection. This one right here, once it goes past the supply zone, right, it still gets rejected, but you can see that the candle just closes much lower. This is all sell pressure right here, okay? This is some people who decided to FOMO, but they had no idea what they were going up against, okay? It's like, what happens when price starts shooting up. I'm sure you've seen that in crypto space, right? Price starts shooting up, and you see 5-10% gains in like 10 minutes, and then you see the price rocketing to like 20-30%, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta buy this because it's gonna go to the moon. And those are the people who get trapped because they don't realize that there's a huge sell wall, or there's a big seller that's about to just market sell on everybody and he's just gonna fuck up everyone. Okay, and there's no way you or your entire retailer army have enough to buy up all that he's selling. So price dumps, closes the candle right here. Subsequent candle dumps because he sold a shit ton and no one can absorb all the supply that he sold, and price dumps further and further, and then slowly it comes back up. Look, taps the supply zone again because there's more sellers waiting in this area, and price dumps again, and boom. Look, does not look back at this level. It does not even dare to for almost 3 weeks. This is almost like 3 to 4 weeks right here. The gap between touching the supply here and then finally getting a bullish move and touching the supply again. Okay, so you could see that this time around too we touched supply. Okay, and we got rejected pretty hard, but this is a decent sized rejection right here. However, it looks like we're printing a higher low, and we might want to try again. Okay, but next time around, what I would say is this is a good idea to sell in this area, right with the other sellers. Why? Because you do not want to gamble and think that price is going to move on up. You want to take profits here because in case it pulls back, you reload and take it for the next push. Okay, this is how you want to trade properly. Okay, all right, let's see if we got any questions. is the call signals only for VIP members? Yeah, hey Charlie, yes it is, man. You know, I don't know how to explain to people the Advantage program and like how much of a benefit it is. You're just gonna have to test it out, or you could ask people in this group, or come join our free lounge and ask people what the benefit is. I don't know how to convince you otherwise unless I can show you all the stuff that we do. Here's like the gains review, right? Like here's all the people who have essentially gained some benefit from joining our channel, had some winning trades. I've helped them with the portfolio. I've helped them with the shorting positions. They've had my one-on-one sessions. All the gains are right here, okay? I feel like this is you, so how do you claim your account? I'll help you a little bit later. But we have other channels too, right? We have a fundamentals only. If you really want to discuss, the crypto space or just the fundamentals, you can discuss it here. We have our Trader Talk. This is the most active community channel. This is where everything gets talked about, whether it's patterns, opinions, posting technicals, etc. And this is where I start posting Bitcoin analysis, okay? Every single day, every morning, I have my video analysis, okay? And you can ask everyone here that, you can see my Bitcoin video analysis every single morning, okay? And I post updates every single day, okay? You can see these updates every single day, multiple updates, and video analysis for my Advantage members every single morning. WSR Crypto says, is the free trial still available? Yes it is, but the free trial only puts you in the community discussion area, which I think is okay, but the Trader Talk and all these channels with all our trades guys, as you very well know, is the most meaningful part of being in this channel, right? Because we have so much content. User requested is also one in which people ask me questions and they want me to chart something, and I chart it for them and I give them my opinion, okay? As you can see right here, I'm whenever someone asks me a question, I chart it, and they get a better idea of how to go about that, okay? And then I started this new thing called 10 Question Sunday, where people have questions, any one question that they have that they don't want to ask in Trader Talk or any other area, and I will get to it by Sunday, okay? So there's a ton of stuff happening, guys, and we have an ICO chat. We also have bots in our channel too, so on demand you can essentially if you want a chart, you could just ask the bot, like, hey, see BTC 1 hour chart, or over here we have the Alt Pocket bot, and this one you can pull up news right in the channel. You can pull up what else? You can pull up top 5 coins. You can pull out the price of things. So a lot of cool stuff happening, okay? So that's pretty much it. So like I said, we're still hoping for price to make a move on, up towards 4,800 area. 5,000 I would probably say max, because it would start heading towards that 61.8 Fibonacci level, and then I think it's going to roll over and come back down again. But the way I look at it, guys, is if I don't see price rolling up, I don't mind having some buys bought here, right? Because if I buy BTC at 3,800 and it starts moving up to say 5,000, 10,000, that's okay. I'm fine with that, I don't have to always catch the bottom, right? No one will ever catch the bottom, okay? Because we're not whales in this market, okay? We're basically small fish in a pond full of sharks. So the faster you understand that, the better you will fare in this market, okay? So come join the community. Come check out, the Bulkowski's website for patterns and psychology of the market. Go check out Coin Metrics for all the kinds of data that I use. Again, if you don't understand it, this is why your job is to come join our channel and I explain it to you, and I do all the hard work for you, and you just sit there, relax, take trades, and learn, okay? Thoughts on current shorts level? Does it point to a drop? Let me check that out for you, WSR. WSR is, a pretty active member of our community. So you can ask him if you want, what exactly he thinks is a benefit of our CryptoSomniac program. All right, so let's take a look at this. Yeah, shorts are dropping fast, okay? And I think the reason they're dropping, they're hitting this critical level right here. But I think the reason they're dropping is because I think Bitcoin is, ready for that move, like I said, right? WSR, when I said that, I think the smart traders realize that, okay, I think Bitcoin really wants to make a move up to, say, mid 4,000s or maybe even low 5,000s. And you don't want to be, shorting while it's going up, okay? So yeah, I think it's definitely going to drop more, to be honest. But it is hitting it did hit a pretty critical support. So keep an eye on that, all right? I gotta go, guys. I hope you enjoyed my analysis. Come join. You already got a free trade out of me. Fetch is one of your trades. Elf is another one. I'm still in my LTC position, going heavy and hard. All right. So if you're part of our channel and you're making good gains, give me a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the Moon Lounge. All right. Hope you guys have a wonderful Friday night, guys. Take care. Don't worry about the markets too much. I got you. All right, let's make some money. Let's get some gains. This morning I think we put up like 2 or 3 trades that yielded us 10 to 15%. So that's pretty much it. You make some money in a couple hours and then just hang out and chill for the rest of the day, right? That's the kind of life that we want, So yeah, come join our community if you want that beach life, that chill life of making money in a couple hours and then just relaxing. All right. Take care, guys. Cheers.